You are welcome to Brainiac Tutorial College class. And the question I will have here is, find the y dx if y is equal to sine inverse of 5x. So now let's go to the solution. So we have sine inverse 5x. We can write the question as sine, that's 1 over this sine inverse, that's 1 over sine. Then here we have 5x. So we can also write it as 5x over sine. So now, just like from inverse of a function, so when you have x raised power minus 1, it's as 1 over x. So, and when you have x raised power minus 2, it's as 1 over x squared. So now from here, we have y equals to 5x over sine. Then we can cross multiply. So cross multiply from here. So when you cross multiply, we're going to have sine y is equal to 5x. So now from the question we have y equals to sine inverse of 5x, which can also be written as 1 over sine times 5x. So we have y equals to 5x over sine. So we can see, we can cross multiply from here, sine times y, that will give us sine y. Then this 1 over 1 times 5x, that will give us 5x. So now we can now differentiate both sides with respect to x. So now differentiating sine y, that will give us cos y. So this one is cos y equals to, differentiating 5x, that will give us 5. So we'll differentiate this side. Differentiating sine y, that will give us cos y. Then differentiating the other side too. So you will have d over dx sine y equals to d over dx into 5x. So we are differentiating this side. So now, don't forget that whenever you differentiate with respect to y, you put the y ds at the back equals to, differentiating that 5x, that will give us 5. So don't forget that whenever you differentiate a function with respect to y, here we have sine y, so that will give us cos y dy ds equals to, differentiating 5x, that will give us 5. So don't forget that we are looking for the y ds. From here we can divide both sides by cos y. So here we have the y over dx, 5 over cos y. From what we have here, we are looking for dy dx because the question says find dy dx. That means we are differentiating y equals to sine inverse of 5x with respect to x. So dy dx is equal to 5 over cos y. So we can make this one, from what we have there, we can make sine y equals to 5x. We can make this one equation 1. Then also, we can make this one equation 2. And from the trigonometric identity, you can recall that sine square y plus cos square y is equal to 1. So this implies that cos square y is equal to 1 minus sine square y. Also, cos y is equal to square root of 1 minus sine square y. And when we can recall from here that sine y is equal to 5x. When you go back to equation 1, sine y is equal to 5x. So now when we have sine square y, so sine square y is same as sine y times sine y. So where we have sine square y, we can also write it as sine y times sine y. So now, and this sine y is equivalent to 5x. That's 5x times 5x. That will give us 25x squared. So that means where we see sine square y, so we can write this one as cos y equals to square root of 1 minus, this one is 5x raised power of 2. Because this sine square y, we can write it in two places as sine y times sine y. So this one is equivalent to square root of 1 minus 25x squared. So 5 raised power 2 will give us 25, x raised power 2, that's x squared. So we can make this particular one equation 3. So now we'll now go back to equation 2. Instead of writing cos y, take note from equation 3, cos y is equal to square root of 1 minus 25x squared. So this implies that dy over dx is equals to 5 over square root of 1 minus 25x squared. Kindly drop your comments and subscribe.